Hello everybody, I'm Grant Fluff from Fletcher Sports Zone and welcome back to another YouTube video. And tonight I figured I would share with you all my top 10 MLB jerseys on my, what am I going to call this? My jersey want list, I guess. Thank you for the support on both the NHL and NFL editions, and here's the long-awaited MLB edition. I wanted to film this last week, but hey, I've been busy. Alright, so again, this isn't about the best players or whatever. Nope, this is based off of players I want. I'm going to get specific with the designs. I'll be showing the images on the screen. And Red Sox Mets fan here, yes, this list is littered with players from both teams, past and present. But let's enter in here at number 10 with a current New York Met, Justin Verlander. But I don't want a Verlander Mets jersey. Yeah, that would be cool. But man, he was on the Detroit Tigers in my childhood. And I just like the Tigers' silver uniforms with Detroit blue with orange outlining. Why not? I think it would look pretty cool. Verlander is one of my favorite pitchers. My favorite no-hitter of all time was when 24-year-old Verlander no-hit the Brewers in 2007. And I would get that Tigers jersey, but it was the all-white ones with, like, blue stripes. And yeah, as you guys know, I don't want to really go near any white jerseys. Not saying I'm a dirty individual, but you know, if I could avoid jerseys getting, dirty more frequently, I will certainly avoid doing that. And overall, just, unless if it's a jersey I really want, like my Jeremy Swayman Pooh Bear jersey up in my room, really not a fan of white uniforms unless I, absolutely love the design. Although this is kind of contradicting because my number 9 jersey is actually, I think, the only white jersey on this list. It is a Dwight Gooden 1986 home Mets jersey, and I want a 1986 World Series patch on there. Why? Because Dwight Gooden was an incredible pitcher for the Mets, and, he developed in their farm system, was a huge part of that 86 World Series team, especially in the playoff run. I want to say he started Game 6, don't quote me on that, but overall, just a fantastic pitcher, and he would go on to pitch a no-hitter with the Yankees in 1996. So, Dwight Gooden had a great career that lasted about 14, 15 seasons, but his, beginning of his career in his prime, mostly with the Mets, and, yeah, I don't know, since he was a starting pitcher and a really good pitcher and made a couple of all-star games, I don't know if he's going to make the Hall of Fame. It'd be sick if he did one day. I'd vote for him if I was on the panel, but overall, I can't say this guy's going to be a Hall of Famer or not. He probably would have already gotten inducted, but this isn't a Hall of Fame or Hall of Good. This is a jersey list, and yes, absolutely, I want, an 86 World Series jersey. It would be of either Dwight Gooden or Darryl Strawberry, and I just gave it to the player I know more about. So, number 9, Dwight Gooden, 1986 Mets aways, or white jerseys. Alright, number 8, we have a pretty fun one here. Bartolo Colon on the Montreal Expos. I just, preferably if I was going to get an Expos jersey, I want, the home blues with red numbers. It's just, Colon was only on the Expos for 2002, so the images online I could find were pretty scarce. But there it is. There's the proof Bartolo Colon was once a Montreal Expo. And, again, if I was to get this guy's jersey on the Mets, that'd be pretty sick. I know he played quite a bit on the Indians, too, so maybe getting a Cleveland Cologne jersey would be pretty cool as well. But, Expos, player I really like, it would just make sense, too. Expos, kind of like how I said in the NHL jersey video, how I, wanted a Thrashers and a Whalers jersey. It's just kind of like the Expos aren't that team anymore that, I probably would have been kind of a fan of if I started watching baseball earlier. Or, well, I mean, the Expos relocated when I was 1 year old. But you get my point. If I was watching baseball back in the 80s or 90s, I feel like they were a team that I would have kind of gravitated towards. At number 7, we have Ken Griffey Jr. Man, I mean, any Mariners jersey really looks nice. And it's kind of like any Mariners jersey I would get, it would be of Ken Griffey. But it's just the late 90s home jerseys. Light blue's my favorite color, and the overall, the throwback design just looks really cool. Big fan of Ken Griffey. I wish I was, alive when he was playing, or at least before he was terrible on the Cincinnati Reds. Anyway, yeah, just overall, I wish I grew up like watching Ken Griffey Jr. because, oh my God, some of his outfield catches out of this world. Ken Griffey Jr. at number 7. At number 6, now we're kind of getting towards players that, I know a lot more about. And Jacob deGrom, best pitcher I've seen in my lifetime wearing a Mets uniform at number 6. It's sad that he went to the Texas Rangers and now he's undergoing Tommy John. That is awful, but overall, he was just such an elite pitcher for the Mets. It's kind of like he's done so much for my franchise, making all-star games, winning a Cy Young or 2, if I'm not mistaken. It's just injuries constantly kind of derailed his chances of making the Hall of Fame, but overall, still a great pitcher. It would just be the regular Mets home blues with orange. Like, I'm not going crazy here. It's Jacob deGrom, one of the franchise's best pitchers we've seen in the last 30 years. Nothing fancy with this jersey. Just, get the regular homes. It looks nice. Always liked our jersey designs. Jacob deGrom, home at number 6. All right, number 5. This is an oddly specific one. The dark home blues Red Sox 2018 Mitch Moreland World Series jersey. If you guys don't know the story, Mitch Moreland is probably, other than David Ortiz, my favorite retired Red Sox player. And the reason is because this moment holds a special place in my heart. Now, growing up in Massachusetts, when the Red Sox won the 2013 World Series, outside of Game 6 against St. Louis, I didn't watch a single game of that playoff run. 2013, I was strictly hockey and football. But in 2018, I was mainly paying attention. This is when I really started to watch baseball. It was around 2017. All right, 2018 happens. The Red Sox win, 100 and something games, 108, 109 in the regular season. They beat the Yankees in the ALDS. They beat the Astros in the ALCS. And they were up 2-1 in the Dodgers in the 2018 World Series. But the Dodgers burst it out to, a 3-4-0 lead. And I'm like, great, the Red Sox are about to lose this series. And it was a swing of the bat by Mitch Moreland into right field. That 3-run homer. Red Sox were down 4-0. They came back and won that Game 4. And they won Game 5 very handily. So basically what I'm getting at is Mitch Moreland hitting that 3-run home run in Game 4 of the 2018 World Series. My favorite MLB moment, and it's not even close. And basically to commemorate his huge moment, I want the exact jersey with the 2018 World Series patch representing, thank you, Mitch Moreland, for giving me my championship. Because, again, technically I've seen the Red Sox win 2 titles, but I was really only a part of, the 1 playoff run. So, a lot of people my age will tell you 2013 is their World Series ring. 2018 is mine, man. Like I said, outside Game 6 against St. Louis, I didn't watch a single game from the Red Sox playoff run in 2013. It's sad, I know. I wish I got into baseball earlier too, but whatever. I was a late bloomer. Thank the 2015 Mets for really getting me into baseball first. But yeah, Mitch Moreland, Game 4 2018 jersey. That would be my number 5. On to number 4. This is the only jersey I couldn't find wearing in an actual game, but it would be the 2017 Little League Classic New York Mets jersey of Noah Syndergaard with his nickname Thor on the back, number 34. I think this looks sick. Obviously, I'd have the patches on there. It was when they beat the brakes off the Phillies in this game. It would have the patch on there, showing what game it was, all that stuff. Unfortunately, Syndergaard never came in and pitched in that game, but overall, I think the jersey just looks sick and just another really fun Mets game I enjoyed watching when I was younger. So I was like, yeah, sure, I would hopefully come around and get this jersey. I know Syndergaard isn't the player he once was, because, he's potentially going to get DFA'd by the Dodgers later this year. And he's kind of bounced around from the Angels to the Phillies to the now LA this year. But, I mean, again, just like DeGrom, you're a Mets fan. Noah Syndergaard's just such a huge part of my childhood memories watching the Mets. Love the guy. So, number 4 would be Noah Syndergaard, and this is purely based off of the jersey design. Really cool jersey design here again with the 2017 Little League Classic jersey. So, number 4, Noah Syndergaard. At number 3, we have our last retired player, and it's a player who played on the Red Sox, but we have a 2003 World Series jersey of Josh Beckett at number 3. I want the black home Marlins uniform, the same game that they wore in Game 6 against the Yankees to win the 2003 World Series. Josh Beckett pitches a complete game shutout in this jersey. I watched Game 6 Marlins-Yankees during, right before the pandemic, around 2019, early 2020, and I was in awe by Josh Beckett's performance. And once, it was like, ooh, this is a really cool pitcher. I want to learn more about him. I then found out that he was also on the 07 Red Sox World Series team. And I'm like, hey, And then I followed his career a little bit more, rewatched a lot of his highlights. He's a great pitcher. I can't say he's going to make the Hall of Fame. I don't know if he's that good. But I would say out of all the pitchers on this list, probably Dwight Gooden has the best chance of making it. Definitely compared to DeGrom, Syndergaard, and Beckett. But regardless, Beckett was great. And again, just love the old Marlins look. So if I was to get the Beckett jersey, I'd also want the 03 patch on there, obviously commemorating his complete game shutout in the Game 6 clincher. At number 2, we have Rafael Devers and the Boston Red Sox, City Connect uniforms, I think is what these are. And, oh my God, I get it. A lot of people love this jersey or despise this jersey. I fight with Red Sox fans who despise this jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you one thing. The reason why the Red Sox aren't wearing red and dark blue or whatever, guys, this is a jersey commemorating the Boston Marathon bombing in 2013. I grew up in Boston, Massachusetts, 45 minutes away from the bombing, right? I remember watching news that night and realizing how tragic that was for this state. As, someone who again grew up in Massachusetts, and the fact that the Red Sox made a jersey commemorating such an event that helped Boston, I guess, overcome a dramatic experience, guys, that hits home. And again, as I mentioned before, light blue, teal, whatever that is, favorite color. The yellow, it fits well with the yellow. It's representing the Massachusetts police. Fantastic uniform. Again, I get it, the color scheme's kind of iffy. If you're that person, I understand, but just remember, the look looks great, too, because obviously that matters, but to me, this jersey matters about the meaning. And Rafael Devers, yeah, he wasn't on the 2013 team. That I don't care about. Devers, he's been my favorite player since he emerged on the scene in 2018. I just bought his rookie card a couple months ago. He's been my favorite Red Sox player since pretty much David Ortiz and Mitch Moreland retired. So, Devers, he's my main guy moving forward for the Red Sox. I've absolutely loved Devers since he stepped onto the scene. Underrated part of that 2018 World Series team, might I add. But yeah, Devers, Red Sox pride jersey at number 2 because, again, it just represents the city of Boston. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Number 1, this is pretty much, I would say, other than my number 1 NFL jersey, which is the Jaguars Calais Campbell 2018 Pro Bowl jersey, in terms of jerseys I really want next in my collection, this is number 2, and it's a pretty, distant number 2, but it's also ahead of Jake DeBrusk's 2022 Winter Classic jersey at number 3. Pete Alonso, black home uniform alternates. I mean, I really wish the Mets never really came away from the black look that they had in the late 90s, early 2000s. I think these jerseys are an absolute home run. These are beautiful. And Pete Alonso, MVP is what I like to call him. He has been the best Mets player I've seen since David Wright, and I don't think that's much of a hot take to say either. Currently, when I'm filming this video, he leads the National League in home runs. He ran away with the 2019 Rookie of the Year award, won a couple of home run derbies. He's just been a great player for the Mets since emerging onto the scene in 2019. Loved him ever since he stepped into the batter's box for the first time. Pete Alonso, again, black home alternates, is my #1 jersey list. So just to round it out, my top 10, I guess, players will go here. Verlander at 10, Dwight Gooden at 9, Bartolo Colon at 8, Ken Griffey Jr. 7, Jacob deGrom 6, Mitch Moreland 5, Noah Syndergaard 4, Josh Beckett 3, Rafael Devers 2, and Pete Alonso #1. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button, and NBA will be next. Oh boy, I'm going to have to do some research into that one. But NBA will be next, and hopefully I film that sooner rather than later. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.